Everything starts with Qiqing daydreaming about her idol, Gulan, a very famous music producer who also has an incredible voice. Suddenly, she wakes up to hear the news that her twin brother, Qimeng, who is a singer in a band called Zebra, broke his leg and was taken to the hospital. She rushes to visit him there. Qimeng tells her that the band finally got the opportunity to perform on a show produced by none other than Gulan himself. Since he can't go, he asks her to take his place. All she needs to do is play the drums, nothing more. When Qiqing hears Gulan's name, she immediately agrees. On the day of the show, one of the band members stumbles and falls, which forces Qiqing to step in and replace him. They perform by singing and dancing, and not even the band members realize her true identity. After the show, while she's changing clothes, Gulan comes looking for Qimeng to join a meeting. He opens the room and finds Qiqing changing. She screams, and although Gulan gets nervous, he waits outside and asks if she has seen Qimeng. She denies knowing anyone by that name and quickly leaves. Her hand is on her chest, her heart racing. She can't believe she just met him in person. She returns to Mr. Luo, one of the band's organizers. He tells Qiqing to put on her wig. Gulan is waiting for her. When Qiqing steps out, Gulan says she looks just like the girl he saw earlier. Qiqing responds by saying she's Qimeng and pretends not to know what he's talking about. She remembers Mr. Luo's advice on how to handle bad situations. She pushes Gulan against the wall and warns him he has no right to question her masculinity. Then she moves closer as if to kiss him, making his heart race wildly. Mr. Luo interrupts the moment. He says that the company manager found out that everything was arranged and they're thinking of canceling the show. Everyone turns their attention to her. Gulan says he refuses to crush the small band's dream and insists they finish the show. Qiqing's heart beats faster, impressed by how kind and gentlemanly Gulan is. At the same time, Gulan's heart skips a beat too, but after remembering how close Qiqing got to him, he starts to wonder if he might actually be into men. The next day, Gulan decides to visit the college where the band members study to learn more about their lives. In the next scene, Qiqing gets a call from Qimeng with some news. Worried that Gulan might recognize her, she tries to leave quickly, but Gulan is outside. He thinks she's the same girl from the fitting room and chases after her until she's dragged into a room. There, a guy grabs her wig. He says he knows she's replacing her twin brother. He introduces himself as Buyi, the son of the company manager, and threatens to expose her unless she obeys him. He demands she get Gulan's signature, and she agrees. They change clothes. Qiqing puts on Qimeng's outfit, and Buyi takes her female clothes. They leave the room and Gulan spots them. Buyi runs away, but Gulan grabs Qiqing. He claims he saw the same girl with her the day before and accuses her of having a girlfriend. Gulan moves closer and tells her that dating is off limits until the show is over. Qiqing quickly explains that the girl he saw is just a friend, and they're definitely not dating. She feels her heart pounding from how close he is. What surprises her even more is that Gulan himself is nervous, though he doesn't understand why his heart races so wildly whenever he's near her. Later, Gulan goes home and searches online about what's going on with him. The comments flood in saying he must be in love with another man. Gulan panics, unable to accept that he might not be into girls, and he starts feeling that something is off. The next day, Gulan visits the dormitory to tell the band members they'll continue their studies from home, and that he'll be supervising their stay at the dorms. Qiqing feels nervous, fearing he'll eventually find out who she really is. Meanwhile, whenever Gulan looks at her, he grows uneasy and decides to leave quickly. Later, the band meets with another famous band led by Chun-Li, Gulan's rival whom he absolutely hates. Mr. Luo approaches Qiqing and asks about the tension between her and Gulan. She admits that Gulan saw her changing as a girl and is curious how the girl looks exactly like Qimeng. While Mr. Luo senses the tension, the other band members notice Gulan treating Qimeng differently, more warmly than the others, and they don't understand why. One even suspects that Gulan might be in love with Qimeng. In the next scene, the band begins training. Chun-Li's band stays at a hotel, but Qiqing's band can't afford that yet, so they decide to camp nearby. Qiqing worries about sharing a tent with two other guys, but to everyone's surprise, Gulan arrives with a separate tent just for her, saying she can stay alone. Everyone is shocked by how interested he seems in her. Later, as Qiqing struggles to set up her tent, Gulan notices she's too weak and steps in to help. Their efforts get tangled in the ropes, and they accidentally fall onto each other. Both freeze, embarrassed, hoping no one saw. Then they sit together, and Gulan confesses to Qiqing that he knows everything. She thinks he's discovered her secret when he touched her, and she almost takes off her wig. But instead, Gulan says he found out he has a twin sister named Qiqing. Qiqing takes a deep breath and replies, "Yes, The girl you saw is my twin sister. She's a wonderful girl. Next, we see Gulan asleep, dreaming repeatedly of Qiqing getting closer to him. He wakes up terrified, telling himself he needs to get rid of these feelings fast. But the next day, when Gulan sees how nervous Qiqing is during the shoot, he decides to join her. Everyone starts wondering again why he treats her so differently. After a while, Qiqing thanks him for helping and asks for his autograph, but Gulan refuses, saying he doesn't want to. Then Chun-Li showed up at Gulan's shooting session, but he was visibly nervous too. Qiqing decided to help and went over to take some pictures with him. This made Gulan insanely jealous. He grabbed her hand and said the shooting session was officially over. He pulled her away. When she asked what he was doing, he said he was going to sign for her. She was happy, thinking she could give the autograph to Buyi. A few minutes later, Mr. Luo came in and announced that the program had been stopped because a photo of Gulan and Qimeng had leaked, and rumors were spreading about them. Gulan stayed calm and said he would handle the situation. It was then revealed that the person who leaked the photos was a girl named Yo-Yo, and no one knew who she really was or what her intentions were. In the next scene, Gulan approached Qiqing and said he would train her personally. She asked him to keep his distance, but he explained that he was the one who had gotten so close in the first place because he knew they were being watched and wanted to find out who was behind it. Just then, Buyi entered the room. Gulan suspected he might be involved, but Qiqing told him Buyi was the company manager's son and was on their side. Qiqing and Buyi went into a room where she gave him the photo signed by Gulan. Buyi asked if the rumors about her and Gulan were true, but she denied them, saying she was sure Gulan was straight and that nothing was as people thought. Buyi warned her to stay away from Gulan to avoid hurting his mother's program, or he would expose her and her brother in front of everyone. She promised to keep her distance as much as possible. The next day, Gulan showed up in his swimsuit and told the band members it was time to start physical training. Qiqing couldn't even do 2 push-ups before collapsing, saying her body was too weak. Gulan said, "Okay, now it's time for swimming training." They went out, getting closer to each other. Yo-Yo saw them and started taking pictures, but then she realized the two in the photo weren't Gulan and Qiqing. It was 2 other band members. Suddenly, the real Gulan and Qiqing appeared behind her. Gulan said he couldn't believe it, especially since Yo-Yo was one of the company's oldest employees. Yo-Yo broke down crying, swearing she loved him and explaining that she had done all this to accuse Chun-Li and get him kicked out of the program. Qiqing believed Yo-Yo and asked Gulan to forgive her, which he did. However, the company manager later told Mr. Luo that she didn't fully trust Yo-Yo but would keep her employed for now to figure out who was really behind everything and what they wanted. Outside, Gulan told Qiqing that he only cared about her, and nothing more, and asked her not to get so emotional about situations like this in the future. But Qiqing kept wondering why Gulan treated her differently and feared that maybe he was actually into men. The next day, while they were eating, something suddenly got stuck in Qiqing's throat. Gulan quickly rushed to help her. Even though she was relieved, she felt nervous and confused. Meanwhile, Gulan wondered to himself how he could be a man but feel so weak in moments like this. In the following scene, the company manager announces that despite all the rumors, the program will continue. Both bands prepare to move to their next location. Buyi meets with Qiqing again, demanding more and warning her to stay away from Gulan. He threatens that if any more rumors spread about them, he will expose her. But Qiqing is constantly being followed by Gulan. He chases after her to the supermarket and insists on paying for her. She can't help but feel happy about the special attention he's giving her. Chun-Li notices this and approaches Qiqing, telling her he knows she's spending time with Gulan. He offers her a chance to leave her band and join his if she's just trying to gain followers and fame. But Qiqing firmly refuses, saying she would never abandon her band. That night, the electricity suddenly goes out, and Qiqing stumbles into a glass of water. She almost falls, but Gulan catches her with his body. When the power comes back on, he notices she's hurt and asks his friends to take care of her. Qiqing feels nervous, realizing she might be developing feelings for Gulan beyond just being a fan. The next day, Gulan announces the start of a forest challenge. Whoever stays till the end wins. As he hands Qiqing her uniform, he can't stop looking directly into her eyes, clearly smitten. Qiqing decides to team up with the other band because her own group isn't wealthy and they can't manage finding food and making fire on their own. Gulan watches everything on the monitor screens, and every time someone gets close to Qiqing, jealousy floods him, and he can't control it. Finally, Qiqing and her friend find some food. She chooses to share it with the other band, but to her shock, they take all the food and say there are no rules. They're competitors, not allies. Feeling betrayed and recalling Gulan's warning not to get so emotional, Qiqing resolves to find more food herself. She feels responsible for her band's loss. Chi-cheng searches through the night but eventually gets lost in the forest. The news reaches Gulan and the others, and they start searching for her. Unfortunately, Chi-cheng's mic is off. After some time, she manages to turn it on and contacts Gulan, giving her location before she passes out. Gulan hurries to her place and finds her fainted. He starts a fire and keeps looking at her cute features, asking if those are the reasons behind his love for her. Suddenly, the wig falls, and Gulan gets shocked that Chi-meng is a girl. He hides her hair before anyone reaches the place. Gulan then stays with Chi-cheng all night. He's so happy that she's actually a girl. He gets closer, confessing his love, saying that he wishes he could let her know he discovered her. He tries to kiss her head but he falls right in front of her lips. At this moment, Chun-Li gets into the place, saying that he heard everything. Gulan is terrified, but Chun-Li says that he knows why he takes special care of Chi-meng, because he started from scratch just like him. But from now on he must give him all the attention, or he'll expose what he saw and increase the rumors. In the next scene, we see Chi-cheng remembering what happened last night, that she was awake when Gulan confessed his love to her. She calls his number repeatedly but to no avail. Yo-Yo comes to the room. She tells Chi-cheng that Gulan now is in a press conference with Chun-Li. She goes with Yo-Yo there and she hears Gulan saying that Chun-Li is the most skilled idol in the program. Chi-cheng feels angry and jealous. She leaves and Gulan follows her. He tries to explain himself. Chi-cheng screams, saying that she knows he loves her. However, when he discovered she's a girl, he decided to support a real man. She claims that he didn't stand with women's rights, but she will prove to him that she can be the best singer here, as she always dreamed. She goes to her room to cut her hair, remembering how Chi-meng managed to take the chance that she always dreamed of only because to her family he's the boy. In the next scene, Mr. Luo summons Gulan to the room where Chi-cheng says that Mr. Luo told her that his press conference with Chun-Li was arranged by the company, and she apologizes. Gulan yells at her, saying that she's the one not believing in women's rights. That's why she chose to fulfill her dream as a man. But Mr. Luo tells him that she actually is Chi-meng's twin sister. She came because he broke his leg. Gulan then takes Chi-cheng to fix her hair. She says that now no one could discover her true identity, but Gulan says that she's so pretty to be misunderstood as a girl. He yells at her that from now on she should act less feminine. He says that he fell in love with her since the first time he saw her features in the changing room. Then he gets nervous and leaves the room. After that, the other members come. They hug Chi-cheng, making sure she's fine. Gulan was so jealous but he can say nothing. Then one of the members surrounds Chi-cheng while playing cards. Here, Gulan grabs her away, saying that Chi-meng is tired and should sleep. When they leave, Chi-cheng asks Gulan if he's jealous. Gulan says yes, and if she loves someone she shouldn't behave like this in front of him. Before Chi-cheng can reply that she actually didn't love him, Yo-Yo comes to the room, interrupting the moment. When she sees them close, she's jealous. She says that the program will be continued tomorrow and they must get ready. They keep working all night, and when it's time for Yo-Yo to leave, she takes the rain as an excuse not to. Gulan tells her that he has an umbrella, but Yo-Yo tears it up, saying it must be the rats. Gulan is angry, saying that they have only 2 rooms. Chi-cheng forgets that she's pretending and says that she can share rooms with Yo-Yo. The shocking thing is that Yo-Yo accepts that, but Gulan says that men should sleep together. Chi-cheng gets so nervous, saying that the last thing she wanted is to share rooms with Gulan. Chi-cheng is so tense, and to break the tension, she says that he fell in love with her when he knows she is a boy. Did he still love her when she's a girl? But Gulan replies that he actually fell for her as a girl at first sight, and when he saw her as a boy carrying the same face and weak-ting body, he can't resist her. Chi-cheng is so nervous, not knowing how to escape this love. In the morning, Gulan tries to kiss her, but she kicks him away. When he gets out, he finds his clothes torn up, and we discover it's Yo-Yo who's sad that Gulan took her crush Chi-meng. And we know why she wanted to sleep with Chi-meng. She actually has a crush on him, not knowing he's Chi-cheng. The next day, they start shooting. All of them put their masks on, and every person should have a team with another one. Gulan, of course, knows Chi-cheng and he takes her away. He finally decides to confess his love for her in a good way, but Chi-cheng surprises him that she actually loves someone else. Gulan thinks that she didn't know who he is and takes off his mask, saying that he's Gulan. Chi-cheng gets more sad, saying that she knows, but she actually loves someone else. Gulan is shocked. His lips tremble as he says that Mr. Luo told him that Chi-cheng is crazy with him. Chi-cheng replies that he's her favorite celebrity, but she actually doesn't have any feelings for him. Gulan's heart breaks, and he tells her that what happened now was a part of the show, nothing more. Then he leaves broken. Chi-cheng takes out her phone and texts the one she loves, whose account's name is F. She tells him that she waited for him for so long, and if he didn't reply back to her this time, she will give Gulan a chance as he is more bold to confess his love. Then she follows Gulan to apologize but discovers it's actually Chun-Li. When they are seen together, they are chosen to write and compose a song within 3 days. Although Gulan knows that Chi-Ching didn't love him or even Chun-Li, he can't stop himself from feeling jealousy when they are together. The next day, Gulan joins the training with them. When they finish, Chi-Ching asks him if he does so because he is jealous. Gulan says not exactly. He actually came here to help her in her training. Chi-Ching tells him to rest assured because her lover won't see her if she didn't come out on the stage. We discover that the guy she likes is actually an online friend. They never met or knew each other's identity, and they didn't talk for a long time. Still, Chi-Ching is attached to her love for him. However, Gulan says to himself that he won't surrender. He still can fight for his love as long as the other guy is out of the scene. Gulan starts by going to the team members, claiming that his friend is a crazy fan and wants to know information about them. But Chi-Meng didn't talk about himself. One of the guys believed him, while the other thought that Gulan is actually in love with Chi-Meng. The two guys keep trying to know information about her, but Chi-Ching was not cooperative at all, and they fail. The next day, Gulan buys espresso for everyone except for Chi-Ching. He bought her caramel milk. Chi-Ching feels so nervous because of his kindness. She gives the milk to Chun-Li and leaves. The girl texts F saying that she's still waiting for him, but she really gets affected by Gulan's love for her. Then Gulan comes to her. He asks if she managed to communicate with the guy she loves. He tells her that he also wants to reach this guy. He wants to know who's that person that she ignores his love for. In the next scene, Chi-Ching and Chun-Li perform the song on stage. Gulan gets on the stage, saying in front of everyone that the song is stolen. Chi-Ching screams that the lyrics are his while Chun-Li composed it, but Gulan still doesn't believe. This makes Chun-Li confess that he really stole the tune, but Chi-Ching still believes that he's innocent. Chi-Ching takes Chun-Li backstage and asks him what's going on. Chun-Li defends himself, telling her that they are doing this on the show to get trending. But Chi-Ching tells him she will prove his innocence. The next day, the members of the company gather, and everyone is surprised when Gulan defends Chun-Li, telling her that he will reveal the truth and won't allow anyone in his program to be defamed. After that, he goes to Chi-Ching and takes her to buy ice cream. Chi-Ching asks why he defended Chun-Li. Gulan tells her he believes her not only because it's natural to believe the woman he loves, but also because he was like Chun-Li once. Before he became famous, his company tried to frame him to get rid of him, so he will defend Chun-Li until the truth is revealed. Chi-Ching was distracted after he told her he loves her. Gulan stops her and asks about her lover, if he knows she is replacing her brother, and if he's jealous of her. Chi-Ching tells him that they never dated, and actually, they never even admitted anything. More than that, they haven't talked in a long time. Gulan asks her how she still loves him after all that. Chi-Ching says she can't forget his words, how he supported and encouraged her, so she truly loves him. But Gulan reaches out to wipe the ice cream off her face, hinting that he also wants to make her love him. She couldn't resist the strong beats of her heart. Then Chi-Ching tells him she's happy he trusts her, and that gives her confidence too. Chi-Ching decides to attend a press conference to talk about how she didn't steal the lyrics and that she wrote them herself. After the conference, she's surprised by the arrival of her grandmother. The grandmother grabs her and says she's sure Chi-Ching isn't Chi-Meng. She asks her who she really is, and Chi-Ching quickly says she's Chi-Ching, not Chi-Meng. She explains that after Chi-Meng's injury, she decided to take his place to live her dream, even if just a little. They don't know that the manager heard everything. She knew the truth and Mr. Luo came to explain everything. Who does not object to Chi-Ching taking Chi-Meng's place for now. Shortly after, Gulan arrives. When the grandmother sees him, she is very impressed and asks about his identity and whether he's in a relationship, which makes Chi-Ching even more embarrassed. After a while, the grandmother tells Chi-Ching that chasing her old dream is beautiful, but the important thing is to focus on her studies. Chi-Ching doesn't think too much and decides to listen to her grandmother's advice. Chi-Ching goes to Gulan and tells him she has decided to leave the team to focus on her studies. She started studying with him who will replace her during this period. But Gulan gets angry and asks her why she has to leave, and why she has to listen to her grandmother like that. Chi-Ching tells him that her grandmother used to ask her a lot to study, but she used to ignore her. Until one day they had a fight, Chi-Ching accidentally pushed her grandmother, who got hurt. Since then, she promised herself to listen to everything her grandmother says. However, Gulan still doesn't like this and tells her she must trust her dream and study while achieving it, and her grandmother should accept that. Then he makes an appointment with the grandmother and goes to meet her. He tells her Chi-Ching is talented and can balance her studies with the dream she is chasing. When the grandmother finds out he is the singer and music composer Qiqing loves, she is very touched. She tells him that Qiqing had fallen into depression after her problem with the grandmother. He tells her that he, with his concerts, will help Qiqing get out of the depression. The grandmother tells him about someone who once contacted Qiqing through an account named F and talked to her a lot. They start discussing his work and everything about him until Qiqing falls in love with this guy. Unfortunately, he disappeared from her life. Maybe his presence now can help her get over this unknown person. When Gulan hears the name F, he is shocked because he himself was F. He had created that account to communicate with his fans indirectly. When he talked to Qiqing, he admired her personality and talked to her a lot until he felt what he was doing was wrong and that he was making her attached to him. So, he decided to leave her since he couldn't reveal his true identity. In the next scene, Qiqing is sitting and finally surprised by a message from F asking how she is doing and if she has achieved any of her dreams. Qiqing can't believe he messaged her. At the same time, Gulan comes and asks why she looks so happy and why she is staring at her phone like that. It's clear the person she loved replied. Qiqing wonders how he knew. Then we see Gulan sitting with the grandmother, telling her that the rumors about her granddaughter have no basis. He shows her a video of Chun-Li buying the song's melody, proving that Qiqing is innocent. Later, Qiqing enters a room where the manager, Yo-Yo, and Mr. Luo are present. In front of everyone, Gulan asks the grandmother to give Qiqing a chance to achieve her dreams. Finally, the grandmother agrees to give Qiqing the chance. While she's leaving, we discover the grandmother suffers a little from dementia and asks Qiqing again, "Who are you?" Qiqing responds naturally, "I told you, Grandma, I'm Qiqing." Yo-Yo overhears and is shocked to realize she had been a fan of Qiqing all along, not her brother Qimeng, and this shocks her deeply. In the next scene, we see Gulan talking to Mr. Luo, telling him everything. He says that now he is changing himself because Qiqing loves his unknown persona, but he wants her to love him for who he really is. Mr. Luo replies that there's no difference since both personalities are the same. But Gulan insists that he wants her to love his true self. Even though there is someone else in her life, he still wants to be the one she chooses. He decides to go to Qiqing, but finds her completely busy messaging F. Feeling jealous, he tries to get her attention by hurting himself slightly to show off his muscles and charm. Qiqing is affected and feels her heart racing. She goes to the bathroom and texts F, asking to finally meet him. He tells her he will meet her tomorrow at 3 p.m. But at the same time, she has a training session with Gulan at 3 p.m., so she doesn't know whom to choose. She decides to meet Gulan, who always chooses her, and maybe postpone meeting F. On her way to Gulan, she gets kidnapped by someone who drugs her. A message is sent from her phone to Gulan asking her to come to a certain place. When Gulan arrives, surprised because he thought she went to meet F, he finds her inside. When he asks why she sent the message, the door locks on them and they realize they're trapped. There are surveillance cameras, and they don't understand what is happening. Feeling cold, Gulan puts his jacket on her and tells her to sleep since she has important training tomorrow. Qiqing tries but can't sleep because she's nervous. Gulan tries to calm her down and asks whether she chose him or F. Qiqing is surprised and asks how he knows that name. Gulan asks her to answer the question anyway. Qiqing tells him she chose to come with him first, but her feelings are confused and she can't truly figure out what she feels. Then they find a note saying that the only way to escape is to exchange a kiss. Qiqing gets nervous, but Gulan doesn't hesitate and kisses her, leaving her shocked. She tells him she still can't figure out her feelings, but Gulan decides to confess the truth. He tells her that he once had an account to communicate with his fans. One day, he talked to her through that account and she kept telling him how much she loved Gulan, meaning himself. They discussed his work so much that he grew to like talking to her, but he couldn't reveal his real identity until he decided not to keep her hanging and left her. Qiqing is shocked when she hears this and says to him, "So you knew from the beginning and saw me confused about my feelings but didn't tell me anything?" She tells him she will never forgive him, then moves closer to kiss him too so they can get out of there, since the first kiss wasn't visible on the cameras. Then, a female voice comes through the microphone, saying that now Qiqing has to admit she's a girl and take off the wig in front of everyone. But Gulan strongly refuses and tells her he already told Mr. Luo to look for him if he's late. Soon after, the team breaks in and rescues Gulan and Qiqing. Sitting together, they realize the person behind all this must be Yo-Yo, as she's the only girl besides the manager who knows Qiqing is a girl. In the next scene, we see Buyi with Yo-Yo and learn he is behind everything. He wanted to stir rumors to get closer to Qiqing once she distances herself from Gulan. Buyi tells Yo-Yo that he has footage from the surveillance cameras in the room, and if Qiqing doesn't break up with Gulan and stay away, he will release the video, which would end Gulan's career. Qiqing decides to agree to save Gulan. Bu Yi takes Yo-Yo and gives her a plane ticket to leave China because everyone knows she is responsible, and they don't want her to confess if caught. Qiqing begins to distance herself from Gulan, who doesn't understand why. He tells her they will start investigating Chun-Li's interview, but Qiqing doesn't believe it. She still thinks it's all a show stunt for trending and views. No matter how much Gulan tries to get close, Qiqing keeps pushing him away because she's afraid of Bu Yi and what he might do. But Gulan doesn't give up. He tells her he loves her whether he's F or Gulan. He chases her everywhere with his care, and she feels very happy but can't express it. At the same moment, Qiqing receives a call from Bu Yi asking to meet him. When she goes, he tells her there's a small competition where every idol will choose a trainer from the judging panel to supervise them. The most important rule is that she must not choose Gulan. Qiqing is forced to obey and chooses another trainer. This breaks Gulan, and he wonders why she didn't choose him despite everything he has done for her recently, but he hides his sadness. On the day of the show, Qiqing finds girly clothes among the contestants' outfits. She puts them on, wears a wig, and happily looks at herself in the mirror. When Gulan enters the room, she gets very nervous and starts speaking incoherently before running away. Gulan is stunned by her beauty and how she looks as a girl, the second time he's seen her this way. But as she's leaving, she overhears Chun-Li talking on the phone. She finds out that he bought the song's melody as he said before and now wants his chance to sing on stage as he was promised. When he finishes, he sees Qiqing behind him and tries to explain that all he wants is to perform on stage. Qiqing understands and tells him it's clear he was used, and she won't say anything since Gulan knows the truth and chose not to reveal it. Bu Yi thanks her for her noble stance. Later, Qiqing receives a message from Gulan. When she meets him, he shows her the video Bu Yi took from Yo-Yo and deleted in front of her. He tells her he managed to expose everything and informed management, who will punish Bu Yi. Indeed, the manager gives Bu Yi plane tickets to continue his studies outside China as punishment for threatening Qiqing. Gulan confesses his love to Qiqing again and tells her that now nothing will stop or scare her from being close to him. Qiqing and Gulan start training hard together. One day, Qiqing feels tired and faints. Gulan finds her and calls her trainer to check on her. The trainer discovers Qiqing is a girl too. Later, Gulan enters the room to check on Qiqing, and just before he kisses her, the trainer interrupts, saying there's a problem. Someone from the rival team saw the video Yo-Yo filmed earlier and spread rumors that Gulan and Chimeng are dating. This time, the issue is serious. The solution is for Qiqing to dress as a girl and go on romantic dates with Gulan while the press photographs them, as a way to deny the rumors. Gulan is very happy about this and uses the chance to get as close to Qiqing as possible. He promises to hold a special concert for her and sing just for her. In the next scene, Qiqing hears about new rumors claiming Chimeng disguised himself as a girl to fool the press. She feels things are getting worse and wants to confess that she is a girl taking Chimeng's place, but management refuses, saying it's reckless and would ruin their reputation more. Things get worse when the person who spread the rumors comes to her and demands she confess the truth. Is she really a girl disguised as a boy, or a boy disguised as a girl? Qiqing admits she's a girl taking her twin brother's place and tells him to do whatever he wants. The young man tricks her, saying he admires her courage and wants to compete with her honorably on stage. He offers her a drink, but Qiqing discovers he slipped her a substance that weakens the vocal cords, preventing her from singing properly. He did this because, as a girl, her voice is naturally soft and charming, which was her guarantee to win. After that, he goes to her and tells her that she can play old recordings of her singing and just move her lips, and that would guarantee him more, because if she gets caught, she'll be disqualified from the competition. When Qiqing suggests this idea to Gulan, he completely refuses and tells her that his girlfriend is not a cheater or deceiver like that. He kisses her and tells her he trusts her whether she sings or not. At that moment, Qiqing feels broken and defeated because she thinks she lost her chance to sing since she took the wrong path from the start and didn't choose to sing as her true self. She decides to end all the nonsense, says goodbye to everyone, and goes on stage wearing girls' clothes. She dances and then confesses to everyone that she is Chimeng's sister and that she deceived everyone just to take his place so his band wouldn't lose. She apologizes to everyone and confirms that no one knew her real identity. She also apologizes if being close to Gulan caused rumors because she was one of his biggest fans and that's why she was always stuck to him. Everyone admires her courage. In the next scene, Qiqing talks to Gulan and tells him that when he asked if she had achieved her dream or not, she says she hasn't achieved it yet, and she can't be with him until she can stand on her own as a girl, not as a boy. Qiqing walks away, and Gulan feels heartbroken even though he was sure she would come back to him. After a long time, members of the Zebra Band come to Gulan and tell him that there is a new face who wants to get a chance in the company. When Gulan goes to listen to the singer, he sees a beautiful, delicate girl enter and introduce herself as Qiqing, Qimeng's sister, here to sing. Gulan listens to her and tears come to his eyes as he sees his beloved back again to achieve her dream, but this time as her true self, Qiqing. And with that, the series ends. If you liked it, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to get all the new updates. See you in the next video.